Charles Dale is the executive chef at Terra at the Encantado Resort in Santa Fe, and he is making us a rack of lamb today. And not only a rack of lamb, but also flipping some pumpkin seeds, huh?
Yeah.
Amazing flips.
Don't try this at home.
Don't try that at home.
So they're tossed in a little bit of corn oil.
Oh, wow.
Okay, we want to get them just a little bit golden brown like this.
Oh, it looks perfect.
Right? And then a little bit of salt.
Okay.
That. And then
That's
we're going to
the key, the salt on those pumpkin seeds.
Exactly. So we're going to let them cool a little bit here.
Okay. So while you're doing that, I have to ask you a question, because we said that rack of lamb could be considered an aphrodisiac earlier. Is that true? And what are aphrodisiac foods?
Well, I don't think it's so much the lamb that's an aphrodisiac in this dish, but it is the chili. So we've got the date puree, right,
Yes.
that I was showing you how to make earlier.
Yes.
And here, actually, I blended it.
Oh, okay.
Already. So that's getting ready to, we're going to baste that, slather that on top of the lamb. But there's a little bit of chipotle chili in there. So we've got three different chilies that we're working with today.
Okay, and you know, I think that makes a very interesting thing, because number one, we're talking about dates, and isn't that
There's
interesting?
a play on words.
And then we're talking about spice. So, I mean, I think that it all kind of makes a lot of sense.
It's a hot date. Exactly
It's a hot date dish, and literally.
Yeah, literally. And spice actually kind of raises your,
Wow.
it raises your
already
libido,
popping.
supposedly, right? It heats
Yes.
up your blood a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the idea. So if you want to add a little spice to your life, literally add a little spice to your love life.
I love it. Okay, so now let's talk about these chilies that we're using.
Okay, so we used a chipotle chili, which is a smoked jalapeno.
Okay.
Right? And this was a chili and adobo. So it's a little bit, it's got a little bit of tomato in there. It's a little red. And then here we have a pasilla pepper that I soaked. This is a dry chili.
And what did you soak that in?
Just in warm water.
Oh, okay.
Just to rehydrate it because it's dry.
Perfect.
And here we have a poblano pepper, right? And that one I roasted till it was black.
Oh, wow. See, to me, that says New Mexico.
Exactly, exactly. So these are all these heady flavors. Roast it, you put it in a plastic bag.
Okay.
And for about 5 minutes. And that allows the skin to like peel off, and then you just pull it off, exactly.
Okay.
And now we're going to take the seeds out of there.
Great.
Right?
But it'll still be hot, right?
It'll still be spicy, and
but tolerable.
That's the idea. Is I don't think you want it to burn your palate, because
No.
you know there might be some kissing later, right?
Yes.
So yeah.
Yes. Good point.
Exactly. Not too hot, right?
Right.
So
leave that to the lips.
So here we've got a little bit of the rest of the corn oil and some shallots.
And you would recommend keeping the same oil in there from before?
Yeah, actually, exactly.
Flavor?
You can leave whatever oil's in there, because this is all going together.
Okay, perfect.
And so you just want to simmer it. You do not want to brown these shallots too much, because they get bitter.
Oh, good point.
Like garlic, you don't want to brown too much. And in my menu for Valentine's, there's no garlic.
Really? Very
Imagine
smart.
why.
Yes, very smart. And I never, you know, you think about garlic in a lot of your food, but you can still have a very tasty dinner and not have to feel at the end of the night that you're in big trouble if you don't have plenty of gum.
Right, exactly.
So that's perfect. This smells so good, Charles.
Great. So now we've got our poblano here, okay?
Okay.
And that's going into the blender.
Okay.
We're getting ready. We're going to put half our pumpkin seeds into the blender.
How long did you keep those in there, by the way, the pumpkin seeds?
In the oil?
Yes.
It's about 3 minutes.
Okay, not bad.
2 to 3 minutes.
It's easy.
Just to get to that kind of golden brown
Beautiful
crunchiness.
color.
Yeah, exactly.
Beautiful.
Got that. And I've got a little bit of warm chicken stock here.
Okay.
So in a lot of mole recipes, I've seen some of them with 70 ingredients.
Oh my gosh.
Right? Who has time?
Nobody.
So this has about 6 ingredients.
It's perfect.
It's really easy to do.
Okay.
Today we're doing it with the rack of lamb, but you could do this easily with a pork loin if you don't want to do rack of lamb, which is a little bit trickier to cook.
It
right?
is tricky.
I've even done it with tuna. Seared rare tuna. And with that what I do is I cut the tuna into a block and put it into coffee grounds.
Okay.
And then blacken it in the pan with no oil.
Oh, that sounds so good.
And of course, coffee's a little bit of an aphrodisiac too.
It is, it is. So you're kind of blending a lot of different tastes and a lot of different ways to spice up the night.
Exactly.
I like that.
And in aphrodisiacs, some of it's myth.
Well, I would
Some
imagine.
of it's rarity. So, for example, on our menu, we have white truffles, which are very rare, and that's kind of sexy, right? Because it's expensive and rare.
And exclusive.
Exactly.
You know, it's something, if you're treating your woman or your man to white truffles, they know they're special.
Exactly.
That's what I think.
So that's kind of fun.
Yes.
And,
I love it.
And we have a lobster salad on the menu as well.
Isn't lobster such a... To me, lobster it's succulent and it's sexy and it's... I don't know. There's something about lobster. I've always had lobster on Valentine's Day when I was in a relationship. That's something that always... I love lobster.
Yeah.
Can't get enough of that.
It's exciting.
Yeah,
and there's something, too, about Valentine's. I think finger food's a little fun, too.
Yes,
Which is why the rack of lamb came to mind. Because it's not so much the lamb, but the... you finish it by eating the bone. And how you do that can be sexy or not.
Or it can be a complete disaster. If you're on the first date on Valentine's Day, that would definitely be a disaster.
Spaghetti's not a good idea either.
No spaghetti, unless you're Lady and the Tramp. They did it really lovely. I like the way they did it.
That was a cartoon.
That's true. Yeah, that was actually animated. So.
Pretty cool. All right.
Now, okay, so you've put the shallots.
Pepper. We're going to put this other pasilla pepper in here.
Delicious.
And then the cumin, ground cumin.
Perfect.
A little bit of salt. Can't forget that. That's something that people often forget, is to salt something. And then you taste it and you kind of go, uh-oh.
It's missing. And when it's missing something, it's usually the salt that's missing.
Yeah, and salt can make up for a lot of ills.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Now, I want to also let everybody know that's watching you do this, that these ingredients and the amount of the ingredients, of course, are on our website, and you can just go to casa.com for this recipe. So I just want people to know as they're watching.
Exactly. So we're going to blend this.
Let's do that.
And then we're going to add the chocolate.
Okay, perfect. So here comes the blend. Here comes the blend.
Pull the top off.
Okay.
And the whole idea here is that the hot chicken stock is going to melt this chocolate as it goes in.
Now, did you use dark chocolate?
I used a Mexican chocolate, Ibarra it's called, and it has a little bit of cinnamon in it and a little bit of sugar in it too. It's kind of crystalline, but in this, it's going to all melt. If you don't have that chocolate, you can use a dark chocolate.
Okay.
Anything dark. Don't use milk chocolate. Yeah. So there we go.
Okay, perfect.
All right.
Great.
So now, our rack of lamb. It's a beautiful rack, enough for two.
Oh, beautiful.
Right, Colorado lamb.
Okay.
And now we're going to salt it fairly liberally. Now, I believe that you can't really over salt meat when you're going to roast it like this,
feel the
right?
same
And
way.
you need a lot of salt on it.
Okay.
So here is the date marinade.
The date marinade
that we blended before, and that was just dates, water, and chipotle chili. Okay, we basted the meat side of the lamb right here.
The meat side, okay.
Right, to start. And we have a little oil here. You don't really need much. Careful, stand back. I'm dangerous in the kitchen.
He's a danger. Oh, wow.
Lamb gives off a little bit of fat when you're doing this, so you really don't need a lot. So now we're going to sear this date side.
Okay.
And because dates have so much sugar, it's going to sear pretty quickly.
Okay, good to know.
Okay.
See, these are all little tips that a non-chef would not know, so I like that. And, I want to talk a little bit about the package while we continue to cook, because I want people to know if they want to head out to the restaurant, of course, it is so worth their while. So tell us about that package.
So you can either come out. The menu itself is $75 per person for 5 courses.
Very
which
reasonable.
Is fantastic. But the best part is to come out for the whole package.
Yes.
It's $499 for 2 for a deluxe room, and our rooms are beautiful. They're 625 square feet.
Wow.
They smell wonderful.
Yes,
they have their own
heard that.
wood-burning fireplaces.
Oh, how romantic.
The bathroom is almost as big as the bedroom, so that's really the sexy part, with a big, deep tub about the size of this counter, a soaking tub. All of them have that. A rain shower. And then, so you get that. You get the dinner for 2. And then breakfast in bed in the morning.
Ooh, that is so perfect.
It's pretty
Who doesn't
sexy,
want
right?
that?
I think.
Yes.
Yeah. So Sunday night is my recommendation.
Okay.
Right? Come in Sunday night, or you can come in Monday night.
Really?
But we're getting busy Monday night.
Okay, so it's important that you make your reservations if you want to come in. You can see right at the bottom of the screen, of course, the address and phone number of the resort is up. And if you want to call Terra, the restaurant, just to make a reservation in the restaurant, it's just 1 digit different from the resort. So Terra is 964-5800, and the website is EncantadoResort.com. So instead of 5700, 5800 for the restaurant.
Right.
Okay, and now we're finishing up here on our basting. We've got another minute to go.
And we're going to go in the oven with this.
Woo, yum. Smells really good, Charles. Speaking of great smells in this kitchen.
And then, when we're ready, because we're coming out of the oven with it.
Oh, yes, magic of television. We love magic of television.
So we're going to cut our rack of lamb.
Oh, that looks fabulous.
And that's how I like it cooked, medium rare to medium.
That's really the way to eat it, isn't it?
Exactly. We're going to cut it in half like this. Now, here what I did is I prepared it with a lamb tamale. So you see this is a little braised lamb shank.
Oh, that looks fantastic.
On the menu this weekend, and by the way, this Valentine special is Friday through Monday with the menu.
Good to know.
But the package itself, including dinner, also runs all of February.
Oh,
it just won't be the Valentine's menu. So if you already have plans, you can still come and do that. Exactly.
Yeah, the Oscars end of the month. You want to go see the Oscars on TV and go spend the weekend in the hotel, that's the way to do it.
Exactly right.
Oh, this looks incredible.
So, rack of lamb, the
look at this
tamale.
presentation. It's so clear what you do for a living, just the way you present
the
this.
Mole, with the spicy mole with a little chocolate in there. And I'm thinking I wanted a little bit of color here. Asparagus is also supposed to be a little bit of an aphrodisiac, like that. And a little chili.
Oh, my goodness. Kristen and Michael are salivating, I know it. I know they're ready to get in here. Okay, this is what we're going to do. We're eating after the break. We'll be right back.
Bon appetit.
Oh, bravo.